All right, so this is about how to get off of PPIs. It's easy, it's simple. The key is low and slow, and the other key is change your diet. First, change your diet. Get off of the fats, get off of the oils. Olive oil is good. Olive oil, your stomach can do that, but I noticed that things like peanut butter, which have a lot of peanut oil in them, really spike the acid. It's also known that chocolate spikes acid. It's also known that, and this is no surprise, things like cheeseburgers and fried chicken and pork chops, you can have them, but don't have them on a regular basis. Let your digestive system recuperate. A lot of healthy food. And then, now you're ready. Now you're ready to go low and slow on the PPI, protein pump inhibitors. There's a lot of different ones out there. I was on Omeprazole, which is basically Prilosec over the counter. Prilosec um, prescription. I took Prilosec over the counter for a year. Uh, Very expensive. And then I switched to the prescription version, which helps a lot because you can get off of it now. Yeah. It has a capsule as opposed to a pill, and the capsule can be unscrewed, or if you can't unscrew it, you can cut them open and sprinkle them into um, applesauce, and it'll say right on the medication you can do that. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to remove about 10% every week. Whatever grain size in there, my grain size was 150. There were actually, and yes, I did count them, and on numerous occasions, 150. And I removed 10% every week. 10%, you let it ride for a week. 10%, you bring it down, let it ride for a week. 10%, bring it down, let it ride for a week, until it got down to about 20. And then I just started cutting 5 every day. It was probably a portion of medication that wasn't even biologically active. It's grains of sand, mind you. 20 grains of sand of this medication probably didn't even have any effect at that point. But why you do this is because if you don't do it, if you do what the recommendation is, and the recommendation is basically designed to keep you on the medication, and yes, companies are that evil. A lot of doctors aren't, but they get their best practices from salesmen, which are like evil used car salesmen that hunt down doctors and persistently push these medications and give them a big wad of, you know, best practices. And one of them is so that you will stay on this medication. You'll see a lot of videos that'll tell you to take it one day and not the next, or take it at 100% and then take it at 50%. And what that will do is that will give you a tsunami of acid like you've never had before. I have had acid. That's why I went on PPI. But when I went off PPI cold turkey, I got more acid than I knew I could even produce. Yeah, it will be an epic amount, a dangerous amount, an aggravating amount, and you'll come back to the drug company on bended knee begging to take that medication some more. And that's exactly why that recommendation is there. And that's exactly what it does. And these companies make so much money. Uh, anyway, but really, that kind of a practice, deceptive practices based on evidence, should be illegal. That suggestion should be illegal because they should know better. Um, but at the end of the day, it's your health, and in America, it's all up to you. We don't really want to get into the business of helping people. We just had some kind of healthcare thing go on, and that's recent. It's up to you. Your health is up to you, and you can take it in your hand. And I have taken it into my hand, and It is, I tell you, it is very empowering. And really, you are your chief medical practitioner, honestly, in a way. The doctors are your employees. You pay them to come up with good advice. Now, this time they come up with trash, but they don't know any better. They can't read all the studies of all the medications in existence. They have to rely on the salesman to some degree. So that falls on us now. We have to keep we have to defend ourselves and keep ourselves safe um, by following the studies ourselves and listening to what others are saying. And if you listen to what others are saying, you'll find out that um, the 100% and then go cold turkey doesn't work. The 50% doesn't work. You have to go low and slow. That's what's working for people, and that's what worked for me. It's been 3 weeks now. I have not had one single acid incident, but I did change my diet. I got rid of all those fats and oils. And what I did is I just ratcheted down the medication 10% every week. And then in that last week, I just quickly cut it out. If I had a rebound, I didn't notice. Didn't notice. How could you notice 10%? I don't know. I mean, you have aggravating things happen in your life all the time, but you don't notice the acid in your stomach if you have a decent diet. If you have a diet where the acid in your stomach has to be broiling all the time, then yeah, maybe a little extra acid brings it to your esophagus. That's the original problem. But these medications aren't meant to be long-term medications. They're meant to be short-term medications, and that's what you're going to have to try and get it back down to. Um, Zantac worked well. That is very clearly intended to be like a 24-hour thing. Prilosec tries to get you to stay on it for a very long time, almost a permanent kind of thing. But I don't know anybody in the world that is forced to eat fried foods all the time. And I was eating bad, so I got a belly and I got a GERD. Yeah, I fixed it. You can fix it too. Ratchet it down low and slow. Yes, it did take me 2 months to get off of PPI, but it's very satisfying. And now I know going forward that my health is going to be better. I don't have this cloud of possibility of all the negative health effects they're finding from staying on long-term PPIs. Okay, you can do this. Ratchet it down about 10% or so. It's because some of these capsules seem to have like 20 beads in it. Mine had 150. If you have 20 beads in it, take out one. You know, knock it back for a week. Some people find they have a little bit of a rebound. But it's manageable for a day or two or whatever. It's that I would have gone with because 1 or 2 days of manageable rebound is you had GERD before, but now you're just having it to the point of where you're being able to get rid of it forever. And I don't have any GERD at all. So, and also be aware and tell people that Prilosec and those PPI medications have very bad side effects after long term, and they try and keep you on it. That's that's the money making thing. Yeah. So, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what's going on in their heads. I don't know what they're being told. Most doctors are trying to help you, but they can't read every medication and do every study themselves to find out the truth. They have to rely on salesmen to some degree. And the salesmen are sharks, man. They're there for the money. You're here for your health. You can do this. You can knock it out of the ballpark. It's not a big deal. Count the beads if you have to. That's what I did. 150 beads. I did a lot of counting, but it's worth it. In the end, it's worth it. And you can do this. And hey, man, let's just say you're going to do this and you're going to knock it out of the ballpark. let's go, let's do this, let's get off these medications and take our health back in our hands and really truly be healthy. You got it.